This is basically the same thing as barn sour or herd sour. It's the exact same, mentally it's the exact same issue. She's not trying to take me to the barn or take me to the herd, but she's trying to take me where she wants me to take, where she wants to go. It's the same, mentally it's the same issue. And you would work a barn sour or herd sour horse exactly the same way. Because that's really what she wants to do. She wants to do whatever she wants to do. This horse is here because she was dragging her owner around from the ground and in the saddle. And she's been here a couple of months, and I've been working her, and the owner has been coming and riding her and getting lessons from me. And we're working on fixing the issue with her, but also working with the owner so that we can keep that problem from coming back. And this is a really common problem, especially with first-time owners or owners that haven't owned many horses. And this is kind of just her by nature. She's a little bit pushy, and she wants to take me where she wants to go. I want to show you how I'm working that with her, and I'm working it very similar with the owner. The owner has to recognize when it's happening and then do the same things that I'm doing. It's not hard to do. Right now we're riding off that way. I'm going to turn her to go over here. Use my legs and just ride over here. If she goes to fight me and say no, then I'll get a little bit harder with my legs. The whole point of this is you go where I point you. Now let's point you over here and go over here. Don't mind if she looks. Now she's kind of drifting off that way. Let's go this way. Drifting off left, let's turn right. Let's ride this direction. Now let's ride this direction. All the way around, and let's ride over here. I want to get her warmed up mentally at a walk. A lot of times you think about warming up a horse physically. I want to get her warmed up mentally. I want her mentally willing to go where I point her. Now let's go over here. All I'm doing is just kind of pointing her nose, and with my body just kind of riding her forward. Now let's ride over here. Not too bad at a walk. She's getting a little distracted and drifting, but she's not doing anything too bad. So let's pick it up to a trot. See how she wants to get her nose away from me. We're not going over there. We're going to go where I say go. Now let's pick up a trot again. And the owner has been riding her in between my rides, so I have to kind of get the horse back in the right mindset for the owner so the owner can make some progress. You'll see I'll get her moving around. Her head's going to get in a lot better position. Now she's wanting, I'm steering right, she's not going. I'm going to turn her and we're going to go this way and go this way. Got to have her feet moving. Now let's turn and go over here. Now let's turn and go over here. She's wanting to take me over towards the camera. Let's turn and go over here. No, see how she's kind of losing her forward when she wants to go where she wants to go. She picks a spot. I'm going to turn her head, but I'm going to keep her feet moving. Really important that I keep her feet moving. I don't just turn her head and forget to say go. She has to say go. I have to say go. She has to keep her feet moving. Because if I just get in a fight turning her head, I'm pulling her head one way, she's pulling her head another way. I'm just pulling on her. We're not accomplishing anything. I have to say go with my legs, whether that's a squeeze, a kick, a spur. I could use a smooch, but I'm not gonna use a smooch because I want to use my legs to engage the back end physically. If mentally she's not responding to my rein, if she's trying to pull off the rein and go the other way, that's a mental issue. So if I smooch and she's not really mentally willing to steer, then she's not going to be mentally willing to go off of the smooch, to steer, to go faster, to go forward. So that's why I want to go leg. I don't even use hip. Now I've got the left rein and I'm pushing right leg. As soon as I push right leg, we change directions. Point her nose and use my leg. I actually use spur that time. If she'll steer nice, then I'll be able to use calf. But if she's pulling against my hand, I'm gonna have to be a little harder. Don't necessarily have to kick on her, but I have to let her know that, hey, we're gonna go over here. You saw me doing something similar with the halfling or cupcake. She was having the same issue, but I handled it a little bit different. With Cupcake, I was kind of letting her go to the place that she wanted to go, but then I didn't let her stop. Handling it a little bit different with this horse, because this horse actually has a little bit more forward, a little bit more willing to stop, or a little bit more willing to go, rather. So going through the mark that she wants to go to isn't going to be as effective with her. I could go to that mark, pull her head around, kick on her, make her not want to be at that one point. But what I would rather do is just say, hey, let's go here instead. If I can do that, then I can fix the problem with a whole lot less work for me. That was better. Now let's go the other way. She's wanting to poke that left shoulder out, go left. A little bit of left spur. Now let's go over here. A little bit of left spur. Let's go over here. Now I'm not waiting for her to get real bad pulling in a direction. As soon as I feel her start to go someplace, we're changing directions. Because just like I can think about doing something and she can feel it before I really think I'm doing it. That's like if I start thinking about slowing down, my body starts slowing down, she can feel that. Well, I can feel her start thinking about doing something, and I'm going to work it as soon as I feel her thinking about it. Now that's how I want to work it at this point. Now a different horse, let's say I have a reining horse that I want to teach to stay in my circle, I'm going to let them make more of a mistake. Here, because she's kind of willfully making the mistake, I'll correct it quicker. Where a horse that's making the mistake not as wantonly or as willfully, a horse that's making the mistake not as willfully, like just teaching a reining horse to stay in a circle, I'm going to let them make more of a mistake so the mistake can be obvious. This is why I'm correcting you. She knows why I'm correcting her because she has the thought in her head. So I can correct it pretty quick. Now when she gets nice and wants to go where I want her to go, I'm just going to relax my head and go. And you see how she's starting to relax? In a few minutes I'll be able to start getting her to break at the pole and bring her nose in. I can get her to that position, and she actually rides pretty nice that way when she's willing. So I'm spending most of my time working on willing. If you want to go left, let's go over here. And that's a horse can turn her head to the side and still run off with you. And that's kind of what she's doing here. I'm asking her to steer, and she's poking her shoulder out and trying to go take me somewhere else. It's basically what she's doing. It's just not at a wide open run like you think of a horse running off with you with your head to the side. Same thing. It's just not as big. So I want to fix that now before it becomes that big of an issue, and it'll never become that big. That was better. Now let's walk. Let her walk just a minute. If you have a horse that you want to talk to me about getting it in for training, maybe a horse like Shelby that's green, or maybe a horse with some issues that needs to be fixed, shoot me a message and we'll talk about it. So as you see, I'm not getting in a big fight with her. All I'm doing is pointing her nose and saying go. In the beginning, when she had recently gotten away with it a whole lot more often, I had to get onto her a little harder and I had to fight with her a little harder. Now I'm just reinforcing you're not going to get away with it. And then we just go someplace else. This is actually a pretty nice horse. Really broke. The owner wants to show her in some stock horse classes, some ranch classes, and I really think she's going to do pretty good. She just has to be willing to do what the rider asks her to do. And she's coming along pretty nice. Got a little step around there. Been working her in some ranch riding transitions. There we go. That was all one-handed. Let's see what we got the other way. Oop. And she got stiff on my hand right there. There we go. Good girl. So you see, fixing a horse, this is basically the same thing as barn sour or herd sour. It's the exact same, mentally it's the exact same issue. She's not trying to take me to the barn or take me to the herd, but she's trying to take me where she wants me to take, where she wants to go. It's the same, mentally it's the same issue. And you would work a barn sour or herd sour horse exactly the same way. Because that's really what she wants to do. She wants to do whatever she wants to do. Wants to do her thing. But she's actually a nice horse once you get her mind into understanding that she's going to do what we ask her to do. So this is Lena. I'll put a link somewhere to her videos on YouTube, to her playlist. Until next time, thank you for watching.